again, it just tells the story of it's the evil and the ugliness of people's hearts these days is everywhere.
This is Franky Rose's Think Tank. Here's your host, Franky Rose.
Hey guys, well, welcome to the Think Tank. I'm just setting this up for us. So they will be probably starting up here the next couple of minutes. So this is Stephan Sterns' first appearance since he was arrested for unaliving Maddie or Madeline Soto. So I have them up and just kind of waiting for them to start out. This week is sure flying by. Okay, what else can I find here? Bright and early they are, 6:30 here in the Rockies. And I think we're looking at a beautiful day ahead. It's actually on the plus side when I wake up for once. Karen Reed, they're starting jury selection here right away again. I think they still need 4. And I would have thought once again this would be big news. Everybody all over it. They did catch the bad guy last night that unalived his wife, his ex-wife, his girlfriend, and took that 1-year-old. They got him in custody. Couldn't ask for anything more. Lock him up. Oh, no, actually, let me correct myself. They didn't just catch him. He deleted himself. Here we go. I'm just waking up. Yeah, he deleted himself, of course. What was I thinking? He did what they do. He did exactly what they do. My bad. I won't start yapping until I've had my first coffee. So I'm only finding the one right now, but that's okay. We got them. Just a couple more minutes. So I wonder if they're actually going to charge him with M this morning. What do you think? Will Stephan Sterns finally get charged with M? And will his lovely bride, will they be talking about picking her up yet? I don't quite understand why he hasn't been charged yet, so maybe that's what we're looking forward to. Okay, well, it looks as of the moment, this is where we're at. Good morning, Christy. Good to see you, friend. Hello, Carrie. How goes it, guys? So what do you guys think? Oh, that's exactly what I need. I've had like one sip and start talking. That's never a good thing. Yeah, they need to, or scheduling a trial. Yeah, absolutely, Carrie. There's a few different things that could be happening here, right? Two sips. Yeah, when I seen you guys over in Discord, I had just sat down, and then I don't know which one of y'all put this up, and it's like, oh, la, la, la. Let's get on it. Ran out of cigarettes last night, so I don't have any of those. And need more coffee. Hubby took my vehicle, so I have to hope somebody nice, like a taxi or something, will bring me my pack to last me until this evening. Out in the boonies here. Oh, my word. I'll flip on the... I'm just a mess, guys. Sorry. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, and I did it here too. Just about was gonna not have those suckers in. It's a new thing to me. My ladies are saying good morning to the think tank. Yes. Oh, Lordy. We've been waiting for a while now for them to charge these guys. Sorry, cookie time. Cookie time for the ladies. Yeah, there. Okay, there you go. There you go. So yeah, it looks like these are the ones that I'll be streaming from. That's okay. They're not my favorite, but I'll deal with it. They're late. And they're late. Enjoy, Ninja Chihuahua. Good to see you, friend. Bedtime for you, and we're just, well, I'm just shaking the cobwebs here. I'm just shaking these cobwebs, waiting for them to go. So yeah, what about Karen Reed? Are they going to be able to get the last 4? So they've got their jury plus the alternates. Actually, I think they've changed it up. I think they said that they want 20 jurors for this trial. And they've been funny about it now. Okay, I see movement. I see movement. Come on. Hey there, Ruthie. Good morning, friend. Good morning, good morning. We're just waiting here for them to get their poop in a group, and we'll be joining them. Yeah, 20 jurors they're wanting in the Karen Reed case. 20. I don't think I've heard of that before, but I mean, like I say, it's probably not the worst idea, right? Okay, come on, we're ready, we're waiting. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And can you imagine? I mean, 6 to 8 weeks they're talking now, if not longer, in my personal opinion. And there'll be people wanting to drop out, I'm assuming. Let's hope that 20 people can get along in a room. I'm watching, and they're not doing too much. They're playing their music. So yeah, Buddy, who unalived his ex-wife, his girlfriend, took the baby, unalived his own sorry butt. But they do have the baby, and the baby was fine. I don't know what, this guy was an ex-cop. I've definitely ran in personally into some messed up cops, so I definitely know they're out there. One's a long story, still alive, so I won't even go there. Maybe when he kicks the bucket, I don't have to worry about him. Just a weird ass guy. He was in jail for quite a while after I met him. They finally busted him, but I know he's out again. But he'll never be a cop again. This is why I know it's a true thing to these bad cops. I've met him in person. Jasmine, I don't think that's what we're dealing with here, though. I think we're dealing with one hell of a messed up man, possibly woman as well. It's been a while, so I'm not sure why these charges have not been laid, right? See, I picked up a boyfriend from Mexi back there. She just giggled when I showed it to her. Okay, they're saying within the next minute we should be. Oh, wouldn't that be the truth, Ninja Turtle? Or Ninja Turtle. Ninja Chihuahua. Where did I get turtle? Okay, that's enough, ladies. Settle down. There's a lot going on right now. Let's see here if I can possibly find somebody I prefer. We'll begin momentarily. Oh, it's looking a little windy outside the the courthouse this morning. It's taking them a minute here. They're complaining about being up so early. It's 8:30. I got up a little after 5.
vanished. She did not show up at school at Hunters Creek Middle, and authorities believe the 13-year-old had been killed early in the morning in late February, just a few days after her birthday. Sterns was the boyfriend of Madeline's mom and lived together with them. In the very early stages, detectives got Sterns' cell phone. They say he had tried to wipe the memory on it, but still they found pictures and videos of Sterns allegedly sexually abusing Maddie going back for years. Prosecutors have been building their case ever since, and they have not filed murder charges against Sterns, but he is being held in jail with no bond. This morning, Sterns is supposed to be in court for this pre-trial hearing. In the past, he's refused to show up. The last time he was supposed to go in front of a judge and at his first appearances. At this point, his trial is scheduled to start next month, but it's very possible that that trial could be delayed. Reporting live at the Osceola County Courthouse, Bob Hazen, WESH 2 News.
Here in Central Florida, tonight we are hearing from some of Maddie Soto's family members for the first time since the 13-year-old girl was found dead in Osceola County just days after her disappearance. Her loved ones and community members gathered for a vigil in St. Cloud. WESH 2's Paola Tristan Arruda was there as they added to a growing memorial for Maddie.
You were and still are the light of my life. I am so blessed to have known such a sweet soul.
An emotional moment as Madeline Soto's stepmother spoke during a vigil in honor of the 13-year-old girl. She was with Maddie's father as they looked at a memorial that had been put in place to remember her. Her stepmother shared memories of the young girl and talked about recognizing warning signs and breaking the cycle of child abuse.
I don't want to get in trouble for music.
Say, although she's gone, her legacy continues.
We are here and we're going to support her. We want her to know as a community that she does matter to us. Whether you knew her or not, whether you live right here or you live in Australia, she matters to so many people.
Maddie was reported missing after she didn't show up to school on February 26th. Just days later, her body was found in a wooded area near where people chose to start this memorial for her.
The growing memorial for Maddie is filled with stuffed animals and letters from people from all over, but there's also a padlock post where people who came to the vigil were able to bring a lock and leave it here in support of Maddie.
The group who put the vigil together has kept up with Maddie's story and has raised awareness. They say they won't stop until she gets justice, and her family won't either.
We are lending our voice and our actions to precious Maddie. And also beyond the courthouse tenets, we are working diligently in establishing the Madeline Soto Act with the family and the pertinent figures.
Rest peacefully, sweet Madeline. Knowing you were deeply loved and will be profoundly missed, we will continue fighting for you until we draw our last.
You can literally see they found her in this little tiny patch over here. Like, how heartbreaking is that? The guy just tossed her. Didn't think, just took her out a little bit and left her.
Breath.
In St. Cloud, Paola Tristan Arruda, WESH 2 News.
Stephan.
Evidence as detailed by the sheriff in one of the original press conferences. You have video evidence that points to Madeline Soto's remains being put in the vehicle that is believed to have taken her over to the other side of town, where she was just dumped in a rural section of Central Florida. You have all this evidence. Where are the murder charges? So we're asking this morning in a poll, and we want to ask our stream audience to vote in this poll. We're going to get into this a little bit, Garrett, as to why do you think that Stephan Sterns hasn't been charged in Madeline Soto's death? Here are a couple of the options in our poll that we're going to kind of run through here as to maybe why. And I'm very curious for our audience joining us interactively, what they think. And so you can vote on this poll now. It's a free, no sign-up required, one-touch poll. You can do it by going to www.heyjb.live. In fact, we're going to show you what it looks like here on your device. There it is here on the left side of your screen. When you pull up heyjb.live in a web browser, again, on any device, free, it'll just populate like this. and you can just tap on your poll option that you believe to be the reason as to why we don't have charges yet in Madeline Soto's death. If you're in the U.S. or Canada, go to www.heyjb.live. If you're joining us beyond the U.S. or Canada, you can go to world.heyjb.live because we have certain protections in place for our system here. So let's go over these, Garrett. The reason as to why we don't have charges yet in Madeline Soto's death. Awaiting the autopsy report, case complications that maybe, that there's just a lot of complicated.
So I am looking around for some other streams, and everybody's in the same position. We're just kind of hanging out waiting. They're about 15 minutes late.
As a sheriff's officer or sheriff's department, county is going to have more resources than local. Now, you would imagine that there's a lot of collaboration going on between the respective sheriff's offices in Central Florida and Kissimmee Police. You would hope that they have what they need, but anytime that we cover a case on stream and local police is handling it, you get some people wondering, okay, is this going to? You might have just a couple of investigators at your disposal full time rather than an entire team working around the clock. And then another option here: insufficient evidence. Is there a chance that they just don't have enough evidence to pair Stephan Sterns directly with the act of murder? And then just you can submit a comment by going to www.heyjb.live. You can see the vote counter in. We got about 63, 64 votes now. And again, we hope to get the vote count up as much as we can. And maybe in about 10 minutes, we'll look at the results. Very curious to see what people think. Let's talk about the autopsy report, Garrett. Right. Autopsy report in Florida is really the examination of the remains. And then toxicology. Toxicology can take months. So there's a chance that before if they're treating this textbook, right, they're going by the book, they may not be filing charges until the final autopsy comes in. And a final autopsy report, the medical examiner's report, it's not concluded, it's not finished until you have toxicology, which again, with the lab work that needs to get done, it could be a while. So that's something that people have wondered, on social media. Is this just a case of awaiting the autopsy report, or is it something else? Is there some other reason as to why we don't have a homicide charge, a murder charge being filed for little Maddie Soto?
Well, the unfortunate answer to this is, one, we don't know, and two, we're probably not going to find out, at least in terms of the cause of death. I know that we talked about, we had not talked about, but we have reported that the medical examiner's office has said they will not release the cause of death. He was a minor. So we're not likely going to find out what the cause of death actually was unless it does come up in charges or a court case at a later date. I think of the options here, to me, the most obvious one seems to be the evidence, the insufficient evidence, which might be a little bit weird to say because, as we mentioned, they talked about having video evidence of Sterns, not only with Madeline in the car at a time in which authorities said that they thought that she was already dead by that point. There's video evidence of him dumping her backpack and laptop, or at least what is believed to be her backpack and laptop, in a dumpster where those items were later found. And then also, apparently, he was seen spotted in the area where her body was found. So you would think that should be enough evidence, but that itself is just evidence that maybe he tried to cover up a crime. It doesn't necessarily mean that he committed it.
Right. You don't have an idea as to what was going on in that home in the final days of Maddie's life. And also, too, what was going on in that house for years. It could have been, and if what police are slowly releasing and kind of being very delicate with the details of the story, if everything all adds up, what was going on inside that home while Stephan Sterns was a custodial parent, as it's listed in the charges, it could have been an extremely disturbing life and final few years
finding
of
nothing.
Soto's life. But again, tying a suspect to the specific crime of murder. One option that we don't have on this list is just awaiting forensics.
Exactly.
Is there DNA evidence that is yet to come back? You would hope that by now that DNA would be would be usually it doesn't take as long as a couple of months. And that's really where we are almost now with this investigation. We're approaching 2 months.
Exactly.
Really curious to see what people say. Again, one more time, you can go to www.ajb.live in a web browser and just tap with your finger to vote on one of these options. And then let's bring up other, because other, we can actually go to the comment section and see what people are saying. So as we get closer to 9 a.m., 9 a.m. is when the actual court appearance begins.
They've changed
we'll take
it.
questions over the next 10 minutes, Garrett, and try to answer as many questions as possible. Let me also point out something that's really important as we wait for the court feed to come in, the pool camera feed. Stephan Sterns is in there this morning. He's on the docket. He's on the court schedule.
We're going to.
How many people, Garrett? Was it a couple?
We'll pop over here for a second and listen to Vinnie Politan. And this is an unknown woman called 911 to report Madeline missing.
Analysis based on everything that we know, what we learned from this call. Let's listen.
911, what's the location of your emergency? And do you need police, fire, or medical?
Police, possibly. I'm reporting a missing child.
Okay. And the child that you're trying to report missing, are you calling on behalf of the parent?
Yes, on behalf of the mother. She's like,
okay. Okay. And then and ma'am, how old is the child? And could I go ahead and get her name?
Yes, it's.
And is she white, black, or Hispanic?
She's white.
Okay.
Blonde, dirty blonde hair, blue eyes.
Okay, hold on with me here. And then what color shirt and pants was she last seen wearing?
Hold on, let me ask. So, what color shirt and what was she last wearing? Hold on, we're finding out.
Okay, and then how long has it been though since you guys have last seen her?
Since this morning. She was dropped off at school this morning, and apparently she never showed up. We called everyone we knew. No one's seen her.
Okay. And then, ma'am, I just want to confirm, though, was she last seen from this address? Is this where you guys last saw her?
No. She was last seen at the church next to Hunters Creek Middle School. I think it's called Peace Church. I'm not sure of the exact address. She was wearing a dark green hoodie, I believe.
What is the name of the church?
I think I'm pretty sure it's called Peace Church. It's the one right next to Hunters Creek Middle School. No.
Got it. It's across the street from it?
I believe so, yeah. There's two. I just forgot about the other one. It's not Focal Point Church. It's
well, is it Peace United Methodist Church?
Yes.
Okay.
That one.
Okay, is she diagnosed
Wow.
with any medical mental conditions at all?
I know she takes medication for ADHD.
She probably didn't even need it.
Okay, Shannon, I'll start with you. What are you hearing in this call? What strikes your interest? What do you think is significant here?
Well, the first thing that struck me was just how calm the caller was. You hate to judge how people react.
It also a little surprising that the mother didn't call in on her own, or Stephan, or grandma. But why didn't mom call?
In these situations, but there's a missing because of Florida law. We don't know who made the 911 call, but I've been told it is a family member, possibly Jen Soto's sister. I was surprised just how calm the caller was about a missing child. That was first. Second, you can hear the same story, right? Stephan Sterns, same story, that he dropped her off at that church. That was the last time she had been seen. So the story obviously was relayed to the family members, the same story that he relayed to us in that interview.
How about this? One thing that I want to get both of your reactions to this. The operator says, what was she wearing? And the caller says, Jen, what was she wearing? And then there wasn't an immediate answer. Like they didn't know at that moment. That's what I heard. But my understanding, and I'll start with you, Shannon, is that didn't she tell us or tell someone that she saw her getting dressed in the morning?
Sure did. She sure did.
First initial report to the responding deputy when they showed up was that she saw her get, and out the door she went to school. So, I mean, maybe there was just a delay in the answer, but I think at that point, if she knew when the deputy got there what she was wearing, she probably knew on the 911 call too.
But Ken, what I'm wondering, and yeah, they do say dark green hoodie a little bit later in the call, but what I'm wondering is where's the information coming from? Because the initial question goes right to Jen, and there's not that immediate response. She was wearing, I saw her getting dressed, she was wearing this. That didn't happen. And I'm wondering if someone else is there, like a Stephan Sterns, filling in the details and telling the story.
Yeah, it's hard to know just from hearing that. I have to admit, I didn't hear these until this afternoon, so I'm still, piecing it together for the first or second time. The thing about this is these calls are on Monday. I know WFTV interviewed her on Tuesday. So what goes through my mind now that we're a month into this is that, okay, on Monday, this would have been the first time or the first couple of times that she's been going through this story. Later in the week, as she was interviewed by other people, I get the sense that having done it once or twice, you've sort of rehearsed it. And so it's easier to relay the same story. But this was Monday. This was day one. So it doesn't surprise me that maybe Jen doesn't have it all pieced together. She said that she went to the school at 4:30. She corroborated the story about the church in the morning. So she's pretty much on target here. If she indeed is standing next to whoever the caller is, then she's able to relay these things. So, but I would like to know who the caller is, and because I also heard the green hoodie comes in about 2 or 3 questions later.
Right, and where's that info coming from? Let's listen to another call because it seems the same woman calls back.
Hi, I called not that long ago reporting a missing child. I just wanted to know how long the cops are going to take to get here.
Okay, hold on. Let me open up the call and let's see. The call is still currently pending to have the deputies respond out there, but we don't have any available deputies. We still have the call up, though, holding.
Okay,
So this is something that disturbs the living crap out of me. No one's on their way yet because they're too busy with other calls. What the hell is going on? A missing child, and they're literally too busy to get there? It doesn't sit very well. Are they do they not have enough manpower? Or was this just put aside, probably a runaway, so nothing to worry about? I find that very, very, very disturbing.
So no one's on their way yet?
Not yet, no.
Does it take long for them to respond to the call?
If there's a big emergency in the area and there's no units available, they put the calls on hold. But as soon as one becomes available, they respond to the next pressing call.
Okay, yeah, we just need one here urgently. So
I understand. We still have the call. We still have the call holding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, we still have the call holding for them. I'll go ahead and update them with the information.
Wow.
All right, thank you, because this happened very recently, so we just want to get everyone here. She's been missing since 8 a.m., so we want to get everything done as soon as possible to try to find her.
Yeah.
I understand.
So Shannon, what time are these calls coming in?
That's what we're not sure about because you'll hear another one. There was 3 calls made that day. It's hard to know, and we're still trying to piece together just how far apart the calls were. It appears these were in the afternoon after they realized that she didn't show up for school. Some of that in that third call, you'll be able to kind of piece together a little bit more. But in this call, Vinny, did you see what the caller said, that the last time she was seen was 8 a.m.? So is it 8 a.m.? Is it 8:30? School doesn't start till after 9. But again, there's another like time discrepancy about when she was last seen. That caller said 8 a.m. was the last time someone saw her.
Right, and someone's got to be giving her the information, the caller. Let's listen to that third call right now.
You need these fire medical.
No, it's not a medical issue. We have a missing child since this morning. We already called 3 times. And the police didn't show up yet.
Yes, ma'am, I see it right here for you. Yes, ma'am, I see it.
Wow.
For deputy to respond.
They haven't come here yet.
I'm aware, ma'am. I see it. It's waiting for a deputy to respond.
You're waiting for a deputy to respond?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long more do we need to wait? It's a child missing.
I understand that, ma'am, but I'm just not able to give out ETA. I don't know when they'll be there.
So how long do we need to wait? This is an emergency.
Ma'am, we have the information, but they're trying to get there someone as soon as possible.
So this is not important for you guys? Really?
Ma'am, we're very busy in the area. Look, I understand they'll be there as soon as they can, okay?
Yeah, I would have hung up too.
Click. Ken, your thoughts?
I'd have done the same damn thing.
And then she hangs up. I will say that third call sounds a little the voice sounds a little different than the first 2 calls. Other question that I have. Okay, the family lived in Kissimmee. The school is in Orange County, Hunters Creek, right across the county line. Where were these calls being made, like from a cell phone? And the reason I ask that is that I'm wondering if it was Orange County or if it was Kissimmee, their call center, and whose deputies or officers were responding to this case that leads to this delay where someone calls 3 times. And I'm also with Shannon trying to find out when these calls took place. It sounds like it was in the afternoon after Jennifer Soto had gone to the school 4:30, did not find her there. She was not there.
How disturbing is that? 3 tries to get the cops there. And it's a missing child. Like, there's not too much more serious than a missing child. I'm blown away. And we're still waiting for the court to start doing their thing. They were supposed to start about a half hour ago, and they bumped it up into the top of the hour here, but we're still not seeing anyone. So we'll continue on with this.
At all during the day. But these calls, while they kind of bring a couple of things into light, also creates a couple more questions.
So Shannon, as we sit here tonight, had any sense from law enforcement how close or how far away they are from charges, from an arrest for the murder of this little girl?
How do I answer that, Vinny?
Very carefully. Holy.
I think that in a couple of weeks, we may have some new information on the case. Understand that this is now Kissimmee Police working also with the state attorney's office, trying to go through the case step by step by step. I was told today that they are still working on what they're calling a task list. They're going down that list and checking everything off. Once that happens, they will meet again with the state attorney's office. The state attorney then will advise them on, charges, if they have enough for more charges and who's going to be charged. I suspect that the murder charge is taking longer for several reasons. One, you don't want to start the speedy trial unless you have what you need. It's also difficult unless you have the right evidence, if you have video or somebody said who did what. If there were more people inside that house, it's not as much of a slam dunk as you would hope it would be. I know what the public thinks. I mean, I get emails every day and questions every day on this case. They think, listen, it must be obvious. He was just arrested for this. But in order to take this to trial, they really need to try to figure out who was in the house, who did it. And what I'm not clear, though, Vinny, and I wanted to get more into this week, is if Jen Soto is still cooperating with the authorities. We know that Stephan Sterns is not, but is she still cooperating? She has been interviewed several times. But listen, this case is going on, 6 weeks now? It's not clear just how much she's involved in this case now. I think it's going to be some time, but I do expect some kind of update, at least in a couple of weeks.
All right, we appreciate both of you coming on. Big news tonight. Shannon Butler, WFTV.
All righty. So we are back here waiting patiently. I can't imagine it being too much longer. It started off, like I say, at 6:30 a.m. my time, and it's now about 5 after 7. So we've been waiting about 35 minutes. They have moved the time around a little bit. Thank you. Last minute thing. Did I not post it over there? Of course I didn't. Oh, lordy. I tell you what, the morning I'm having. So let me see here. Very much my bad if I didn't. Oh, it says Karen Reed gets heckled and shamed as she arrives to the court. Well, that's a different
These are things that we might get answers to.
reaction.
You would imagine that there's going to be some clarity provided with Judge Karsten looking at the prosecutor side, the defense side, and just trying to sort through exactly what we can expect in the weeks and months ahead.
According to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, by the way, toxicology reports could take about 15 weeks, or they say at least.
Sorry,
15
mods,
weeks.
I didn't get a
So
chance
we
to put it
are,
in. I put it on the main page.
2.5 months,
My bad.
roughly, or no, about almost 2 months now, I think, which is roughly 8 weeks away. So we're like halfway to the report, essentially.
And one of the biggest questions I've always had is, why, or can there be priority established if there's a high profile case awaiting toxicology, something that is massive news? Can a certain toxicology request jump the line and
be put higher in the queue?
Be higher in the queue, or is that like not how it's supposed to work? You know what I mean? I've always wondered that. Kelly on YouTube Live, #KJB, #KGarrett. What is going on with Jen Soto? Jen Soto is cooperating in the investigation. She has not been charged. She is she's a mother in mourning.
Okay.
Losing her 13-year-old daughter is somebody who went in front of cameras, did numerous interviews, seeking help and finding her daughter. And
I did post it.
And we hope, of course.
I did post it all over in there now. Yeah, I ran out of smokes and I've had about 3 or 4 sips now of my coffee. So not at the top of my game, but let's hope that this happens soon.
That hurts.
Oh, Lordy.
On if she's going to be in court. She could be in the live stream chat right now. And we've seen that a lot with previous stories where people connected to the stories that we covered, they'll find their way into our comment section. Sometimes
I agree.
They just want to see what people are saying. And so not saying, we have no idea where Jen Soto is this morning. If we hear anything out of the Orlando market, we'll of course pass it along to you. Garrett, I'm going to check a couple things because I'm trying to find out. The time is now 9:08.
Right. This was supposed to begin at 9 o'clock, so it's about 8 minutes past.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find out. Excuse me. Where this courtroom feed is, guys. Sometimes, look, it can be as simple as, just a feed issue, or the court could be running behind or something like that. I'm trying to find any feed whatsoever, and I'm just not. I don't think the pool camera feed has been set up yet.
Doesn't look like it.
No, you'd hope would be set up.
Just to reiterate for anybody who is, by the way, joining in, since we first started, we do have a story up on WFLAnow.com where you can go get all the information you need about the case, just diving into it, talking about Stephan Sterns, who will be hopefully appearing here in court shortly. He was the live-in boyfriend of Madeline's mother and is being charged with 60 counts related to child sex crimes in relation to Madeline Soto with her disappearance and death. He has not been charged with murder or homicide yet, as we've talked about extensively here, but investigators say they did find plenty of evidence to say that Sterns sexually abused Madeline, dating back to when she was only 8
He's
years
always
old,
got
back in
the
2018.
dull look,
She
like
was
Beaker.
13
All right,
when
I got
she was scared.
an important update here.
All right, perfect.
It's not good news for our audience. So the online court portal for Osceola County was just updated moments ago, and it said that the hearing was held already. So it was done in the last 10 minutes. Now, this is not in the Tampa market. It's not our crew. We're only able to distribute a camera feed once the feed is provided. But it sounds like this was really quick, because not only is it over, but they even had time to go into the court system and update it. So this might have been extremely brief, but I was told yesterday that the pool camera feed would be available to all local media and then distributed, of course, to exterior markets, and it never showed up. Now, what we might have here is a playback situation, and I see now signs. See that on 15?
Yes, I do.
So that might be we might be getting a playback. It might have what sometimes will happen with this sort of scenario is,
Oh,
with pretrial
Lordy,
hearings,
let me find someone else other than him,
a
please.
situation like in a trial where it's going to go on all day. These pretrial hearings can sometimes be 90 seconds. I mean, in, out, exchange a few words, stand in front of the judge, on to the next person, because they have so many different, of course, cases to kind of cycle through. If it was that quick, it might have just kind of caught the crew by surprise, and there might be now a tape feed coming back, and it looks like they're setting up for a taped feed to be played back here. So I'm gonna have to really keep an eye, because if it was that quick, I'm gonna try to hit the button and bring you that taped feed as soon as it pops up. But back to more of the news that I think is gonna create a reaction with our audience. The May 13th trial date was just canceled in the court schedule.
Oh,
so remember, we were talking about this pretrial hearing was likely going to set the stage for the weeks and months ahead. We were talking about how quick May 13 would have been.
Right.
Canceled, outright canceled. And a new trial date has been set for August 19th, 9 a.m. with a pretrial hearing on July 10th. So this just got punted to the summer.
It's like 3 months difference.
My first thought, my natural inclination is, obviously, because there is the grand expectation that more charges are going to be filed in this case, that this was rescheduled for this summer, simply because maybe perhaps the state attorney's office communicated to the judge that additional charges were coming and that they need additional time. But we don't know until we actually have the court.
Well, there we learned something.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that maybe this was a situation where, because we know Sterns was previously set for arraignment and he had waived that. So I thought maybe because of how quick this was, maybe this was just a simple case of everybody, kind of being ready to go for the May 13th. But apparently, no, it was prosecution instead. And maybe they're, like you said, maybe they're saying we have more to bring, so we need to push this back.
So just got another update from our friends over at WESH, the NBC station in Orlando. And they say, they had a team there. He did not show up. Stephan Sterns did not appear. Now, he didn't outright waive his appearance, to my understanding, but he did not appear at this hearing. And the exact quote was that this wasn't much. So Stephan Sterns has not yet appeared in a court of law pertaining to these charges. He remains in lockup. He does not have the opportunity for bail. And so this all of a sudden, I was, excuse me, I was told that he would likely be appearing today, that waiving the actual court appearance was likely not within the realm of possibility, but that clearly, he didn't show up this morning. And so that's the latest that we have. It was a very brief, super quick hearing, but quick enough.
Okay, well, we know what we know now, right? Yes. Yes, I can agree 1,000%. Well, no use getting you guys just to hang out as we listen to JB stumble over his words. And we can just listen to me if we want that. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to take a look at a couple other things. I will be going live in a little bit. But, yeah, because they're cowards. We just seen Adam Montgomery do the same thing all the way through their trial. His trial. He didn't make an appearance. Now, for sentencing, it sounds like Adam Montgomery's being forced. But, yeah, through his trial, he was a no-show. Gutless POS, right? That could be. That could be. So, yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit that bell. And, yeah, I am too. I'm getting a little confused with the whole thing. I have questions. So, yeah, I'm going to pop around, see what all I can find. And I appreciate you very much for being here with me bright and early. I adore you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.